Hello, comic book fans, and welcome to another exciting edition of Cammy's Comic-Con Corner, the WonderCon 2010 edition. I'm your host, as always, Cammy. Now, it's a little bit of a different format. This is my first year at WonderCon, and so far, just from the crowds alone, it is cool as a cucumber with shades on. It's nothing like San Diego. You could actually walk around 5 feet radius, etc., and like name brand creators, just stars in their field. It's just amazing, amazing stuff. So we're gonna go get right into the interviews and get this party started. I am here at WonderCon with the creative team of the latest IDW blockbuster, Kill Shakespeare. I'm here with co-creators and writers Anthony, Connor, and Andy, the artist. And where did this idea come from? A comic with Shakespeare's best heroes and villains. We came up with the idea about 5 or 6 years ago. We were brainstorming ideas for video games, and I think Kill Bill, the Tarantino film, had just come out. And we thought, hey, maybe we should do a video game of Kill Bill, but instead of trying to track down David Carradine, you're trying to track down Bill Shakespeare. You know, it's all Shakespeare's characters together in the same world. Wait a minute, that's actually a pretty cool idea. And then immediately we thought, hey, this could be a film, but then eventually we thought it's more of a comic book. So yeah, you know, where we put Hamlet and Juliet and Othello and everyone together in the same world, and they're trying to track down Billy Shakespeare. Now, what kind of research goes into this? Because you guys have like the complete collected works of Shakespeare, and you're night after night, just before you go to bed, you're talking in iambic pentameter. Like, how involved did this were you guys with this?
Verily, what you say is true. Actually, no, I'm reading Richard III right now, but one of the things we decided very early on was that while we wanted to be faithful to the spirit of Shakespeare, it wasn't going to be a great story if we got bogged down in the minutia of, well, this character did this. Half of what we think makes it fun is the fact that we're presenting these characters in new lights. That, you know, a character that may have been a romantic character in the Shakespearean play, maybe like, you know, a sergeant at arms. And so we wanted to do the research so that we could make sure these characters were true to who they were, but we didn't want to be stuck in, well, they said this or this happened. Otherwise, we're just doing another retelling of Shakespeare, and that's not what we were after.
I listen to audiobooks while I'm drawing. Like I had Kenneth Branagh, he's like, but I had one of my assistants download like 38 plays, and now while I work, I can listen to the audio plays while I'm doing my stuff. So
I was going to ask, since this is kind of a Justice League aspect and whatnot, what do you use for reference for these outfits? And are they more of like a superhero spandex, or is it more of the Elizabethan era?
Well, these guys have some opinions on what they want to see happen with the costumes for sure. But all my influence, all the reference is medieval to, you know, 16th, 17th century, where you have musketeers and that kind of stuff. So I year gap in there. So some settings will look really medieval, and then there'll be like knight characters with armor and you know, chainmail, and then there'll also be like musketeer type characters that are in the play. So it's kind of like a 300-year span, but it's really interesting stuff. I mean, it's not a big difference in architecture or in, you know, textures of buildings or, you know, wood structures. It's all kind of the same. So yeah.
Okay, and so with
love leather. These guys love leather.
Who doesn't? I mean, come on.
It's true.
And so
especially on Andy.
We're in San Fran.
Yeah. He serves as our model. Which is kind of tough for the female parts, but I mean, he pulls it off eventually. Yeah.
Speaking of female parts, is there going to be is the bard going to be a woman or a man in this? Because a lot of historians.
Wow, now you're really.
Wow.
Well, we don't want to tip. We don't want to tip our hand on what Shakespeare may or may not look like, or even if Shakespeare does or does not exist. We said too much already.
Yep. Run.
Interview's
You know, that's true. I mean, there are a lot of questions about whether Shakespeare man or woman. Was it, you know, Francis Bacon, Ben Jonson? I think all we can say is that we've thought about these things and how Shakespeare ultimately appears, if he or she does.
If he or she does appear, then he or she will take a very interesting form. That's all we can say.
Andy mentioned Christopher Marlowe. Some people regard Christopher Marlowe as being better than Shakespeare if he would have survived that one night in the bar. Are we going to see any Christopher Marlowe in there?
I don't know, but that'd be cool. I don't think have you discussed it?
It's something that we had talked about. I mean, like I said, a couple
yeah.
years ago we talked about the concept of, you put Shakespeare in there, but eventually, as maybe other villains you put in, like Christopher Marlowe or Ben Jonson or any of those other ones. But
so we're not really doing that right
cool.
now. We're not really doing that right now. But I mean, one of the things we would love, because the Shakespeare universe is so vast, if this works, and if people dig what we're up to, we would love the notion that someday in the future someone's going to come to us and say, hey, I have this fantastic idea of how Chris Marlowe would fit into your world, and we'd be like, yeah, do it. Go fly under the Kill Shakespeare banner and tell this other really interesting story. Because since we've kind of ripped off the lid, anything is possible now. If Juliet and Hamlet can meet, then why not Christopher Marlowe? Or, who's your favorite Shakespearean character?
I'm a fan of, it's been a while since high school, but it was Midsummer Night's Dream. I really liked Puck, Oberon. I just like I like the mischievous characters, that whole fantasy aspect. One final question. When this comes out in a collected edition, do you see this on the same library bookshelves, maybe helping kids think, Shakespeare, he's dead, boring, whatever, I don't get it. Is this going to be a gateway maybe into discovering the Shakespeare universe?
That's exactly what it's going to be. We just did a show in Toronto last week, and a school from Belleville showed up, tons of kids from classmates, whatever. And they came to the panel, and it was pretty awesome. I mean, and that's exactly what we talked about, was it being a gateway into Shakespeare. And you'd think maybe kids would be there, I don't want to read this stuff. No, they were all super excited. Really, really thought it was cool.
Yeah, I think one of our biggest goals with this is to basically redefine or re-energize Shakespeare for a whole new generation. So, I mean, we've spoken to a lot of academics, a lot of teachers, and they're all really jazzed about this because they see this as that gateway drug that can really get them into. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Do your homework.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I know that some teachers we've spoken to, they'd love to teach Kill Shakespeare, the first trade paperback or graphic novel, and then basically say, well, these are all the characters. What characters do you like best? Is it Othello? Well, let's study Othello. Is it Juliet? Well, let's study Romeo and Juliet. So yeah, we could basically want to use this to redefine Shakespeare.
And now, is there anything significant with the date the book launches?
Yeah, well, I mean, April is the month of Shakespeare. I mean, Shakespeare was the ultimate dramaturge, and he actually was born and died on the exact same day, April 23rd. So we wanted to be released in April to be part of the month of Shakespeare, so people can really get into the whole Shakespeare world. And like Anthony said, we think we're telling a really cool kick-ass tale on our own, but it would be fantastic if somebody picked up Kill Shakespeare and then from there either went to the Bard for the first time or went back. And one of the fun things for us is rereading Shakespeare and oh yeah, this was really good. Like, this is why I said I didn't like it in high school, but secretly kind of dug it. I just didn't want my English teacher to know.
I think the big reason kids don't like it in high school is because they have to struggle with the language.
Yeah.
But underneath that are some amazing stories. Great stories.
Yeah. These are the greatest characters of all time.
Well, Kill Shakespeare, like they said, is going to be out in April. If the fans want to know more about Kill Shakespeare or more about any of your guys' other works, where can they find you?
www.killshakespeare.com.
No, that'd be great. I mean, you could come to andybelanger.com and you'll see all Kill Shakespeare art, but they have all the artwork on the website too. It's pretty fun. Yeah.
I'm jazzed. I'm psyched. I cannot wait for this book to come out. It looks amazing from the preview I've seen. Be sure to go check it out. Guys, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Cameron.
Thank you.
Cool. Thanks.
Awesome.
Nice to meet you.
All right.